There are three more head coach openings in college football, so let's talk about the top candidates for each job, starting with Penn State, which is definitely the best job open in college football right now, which is going to result in some pretty crazy names at the top of this list. The top three on their board, I have no doubt, is Matt Campbell, Matt Rule, Curt Cignetti. Those are the big three names. Matt Campbell, the safer choice. He's been at Iowa State longer. He's the most proven of those three guys. Matt Rule, a little bit of a flashier choice, but still pretty safe. He's done it at Temple and Baylor, doing it in Nebraska. All three times he's moved the team upward each year. He could probably potentially do it. And then Curt Cignetti, probably the flashiest hire, the least proven at the college level of those three. But the big question is, would Curt Cignetti leave Indiana? Seems like he's got a good situation there. That would be a key question to face. Clark Lea, I have no doubt, will be a name in this conversation as well. I do feel like aesthetically, getting another Vanderbilt coach may be something that sways this administration away from Lea. Also, the small sample size of him succeeding these last couple of years. With Lance Leipold, the question is going to be, will he scale to a program like Penn State? Yes, he's done great stuff at Kansas, but considering where Kansas was, it's just a really big leap from Kansas to Penn State. With Lane Kiffin, I bet you Lane's just going to use that to negotiate a better contract for himself, but Penn State will give him a look. Manny Diaz, I know the connections there. I'm not really buying that one as much. I don't think Penn State would go get a guy like Manny Diaz that's unproven as he is. Elko's done great stuff at A&M. He's got the connections, but I don't think so. I think A&M's too good of a job for him to end up leaving it for Penn State. There's an interesting conversation to be had about how attractive of a head coach job Oregon State is in the new Pac-12. I think it's going to fall in that upper group of five territory next to like a Tulane or a Memphis or a Boise State. And so it'll be interesting to watch this one play out. Brent Vegan, definitely a top tier choice, a guy that's had great success in Montana State. Jason Eck, he's really elevated really fast. He's done some impressive stuff in just 1 year at New Mexico this season. Ryan Grubb's got the West Coast connections. He's a guy that maybe wants to lead a program, could come back and coach for Oregon State. Nick Rolovich, he ended up getting canned because of his vaccine stance, but he's proven great head coach. He was doing great when he got fired. You've got Brian Lindgren, the former offensive coordinator from under Jonathan Smith. Perhaps he'd consider a return. Even Jonathan Smith, if he were to get fired from Michigan State, maybe he comes back. That's a little bit more of a long shot because there might be some bad blood between him and the administration. Eric Morris would be a fine choice. Bronco Mendenhall might be a little bit of a lateral move, but I think that is in consideration as well. I think the UAB job is pretty interesting. There's some candidates floating around there that could be really excellent. Neil Brown makes a ton of sense. He had a bunch of success at Troy, most recently got fired at West Virginia. Now he's an assistant head coach at Texas. Bill Clark built UAB into what they are today, and he had some back stuff that made him retire, but if he can figure out that health stuff, he could be a great candidate to come back, revive this program. Tyson Helton's always done great stuff at Western Kentucky. Maybe Brent Pry, you give him a shot after he gets fired from Virginia Tech. Skip Holtz is having success with the Stallions. Tom Herman, maybe if they can convince Bryant Vincent to come back. I don't believe that. I've seen Ed Orgeron thrown out. That would be hilarious. Probably not going to happen, but I had to put his name on the graphic.